He's
From
so fun. Like
oh,
I was enjoying watching. And then I was like, I saw it was 11, and I'm like, 11. Okay, I'm up. And then I'm like, Chicago time. And then it turns out I was still awake. So I was like, all right.
yes, he is so fun. He's a badass tattoo artist too.
Yeah, I saw that. That's crazy.
Well, I'll bring us on Facebook. I'll tell you how many suggestions we got, and then you just pick one,
Okay.
and then we just go.
All right.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! By the way, that hat's pretty fucking dope.
I have so many hats. I have way too many hats.
You just gotta do. I mean, just more improv with hats.
I have hats.
Just gotta do hat prop. I love hats. I love
Hat
costume.
love.
It's so fun. My first group, we had a bunch of props and costumes and wigs and things like that. And when we would, oh, we had a trunk of stuff. And we would go places with our trunk of costumes and we'd do improv shows. It was amazing. I had so much fun. I had a friend, my friend Jason Meyer, when in doubt, we had one of those rainbow wigs. So he would just like put on a rainbow wig. It didn't really have anything to do with his character, but he just would just put on a rainbow wig. And he was like, "All right, man."
For every occasion. I
Oh,
had a rainbow wig. It was mysteriously lost years ago.
I think you should write a book, and it's titled "A Wig for Every Occasion."
My wigs.
The Jennifer Prescott story. We've got 62
Oh, good Lord.
suggestions.
Okay. Shall I give you a significant cognitive test of counting backwards by sevens?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm gonna, okay. Ugh. Uh, 59. I'm gonna make it easy for you. Count
Oh,
backwards. Woo!
59. All right. 62, 61, 60. 59. This comes from Bob Fisher, and the suggestion is 2022 is crazy. 2022 is crazy. Thanks, Bob.
It is crazy that the election was delayed this long.
I mean, right? 2 years? And I'll be honest with you, I'm surprised they're still holding it.
Me too. Things have gotten a little wild out there. I haven't left my house for approximately 37 days at this point.
No. I mean, why would you? There's no reason to go out there right now.
Don't want to go out there. Just keep trying to stuff things in these little crevices. So
It's a job, right? It's a job.
don't want things to get in.
Or get out. Do you ever think about that? Is it getting in or is it getting out? Right? Like we lock our doors at night, but is that to keep people from coming in or is that to stop us from going out?
I think that's a really good point. I think actually it is to prevent involuntary midnight escapes,
Yeah.
which I have done sometimes in my sleep. In the past, before all of this happened, I used to sometimes be found wandering down by the Walgreens.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You can't do that now.
can't do that. Oh no, you don't want to go there.
If they catch you now after midnight,
Well, there's the curfew.
right? Sometimes I think I'm just gonna go. I think like I'm not gonna care. I'm just gonna go out at midnight and see what happens.
You know, there's that van that rolls by, and they had the nets and
Yeah.
hooks. You know that though. I don't want you to. Man, you're the only person I talk to anymore. If you got taken, I don't know who I'd talk to.
Oh man. I mean, what's worse? Staying here or going out there?
You know, you're right. You're right. I think we've been imprisoned in our. What if we went out there?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
What?
What if
What?
we went out there and it's all a lie? And everything's like sunshine and daffodils and bunnies and unicorns leaping about and sun and rainbows and things. What if it's all a lie that
It's
they
like
could
the
call?
it's like the Truman Show,
Exactly.
and we're just a giant program, right? And people just watching us, and we're so scared. It's like what's that movie, The Village? That M. Night Shyamalan movie where it's like, don't go to the edge here, and you're on the assumption it's like way like in the 19th century, but then really it's like modern day, but like they're just keeping you in. What if they're just keeping us in? What if that van goes around, but like they never get anybody, or if they catch them, they just release them outside, where it's like, well, we remember, like we're just living in a state of fear right now.
Here's not how we should be living. I mean, the news reports have said that, like it's an M. Night Shyamalan sort of,
Yeah.
wait a cotton picking minute. There's several things that seem sort of M. Night Shyamalan-esque, actually.
We're in a complete M. Night Shyamalan.
We're in an M. Night Shyamalan movie?
That's what
God,
I think. I mean, look it around. It's the same thing. I think he was predicting what was going to happen.
man is a genius and a soothsayer,
Yes.
some say.
Yeah, he is. I mean, we don't know if people are actually, their votes are counted or not. We have no idea. They've delayed it this long and we've just kind of accepted. As people, we've rolled over on that idea. Just accept it.
We keep receiving the ballots through the pneumatic tubes here, and we're doing as we're told. We receive the ballot, from the tube above, we stuff it in the tube over here. But my God, what if it's just shooting out into a landfill in New Jersey?
We don't know.
You know what?
What?
Know what, Freddie?
What?
I think we should go out. I think we should break free of our bonds and go out. We could like sort of gird ourselves in protective gear just in case. Oh, Freddie,
Yeah.
you're scared. You're
No,
scared.
no, I'm getting ready. We're going.
All right, I'm girding up. Okay, hold on.
Hey,
Nuclear winter out there, sort of. Oh, it's mighty chilly. I mean, do you think we'll need weapons? What if they're like, marauding? I don't know. Who knows what's evolved since we've been in here?
all right. I'm grabbing a pen because I can. If I need to, I could stab somebody with it. I'm gonna grab this.
I have a croquet mallet.
We the croquet mallet. Listen, if we don't do this now, we're never gonna do it.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. You're in bunker 1. I'm in bunker 6A.
Yeah.
Let's just exit through the bulkhead door,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna come around. I'm gonna meet you right in front of bunker 3. Okay, I will be there literally in 5 seconds.
All right. Let's
Okay.
meet in 5 seconds.
Let's go.
Hey. Nothing so far. There's not an alarm going off. There's nothing. I can barely see you. It's so dark out here.
Oh, look at the stars. I haven't seen them. Is that the constellation that we used to talk about when we were younger?
Yeah, that's Cassiopeia.
I knew it was Cassiopeia.
And that's the Big Dipper. Oh, do you see Orion's belt?
I do.
That's Orion.
They're crystal clear, and there's no sort of like light pollution from humanity because everyone's trapped in the bunkers. This is a miracle.
I mean, look at this.
And it's warm. I don't need this coat. Freddie! Freddie! Freddie? 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 Freddie, where are you? Freddie? Freddie, I know, where are you? There's always something I want to tell you. Please come back. Please tell me you haven't been devoured by something. Freddie? Freddie, my love. Freddie, I'm coming to save you. I don't know where you are, but I'm gonna come save you. Stay right there. Just hold on. I'm coming. Ah! Ah! Freddie. You said you wanted to stay in the bunkers eating tuna fish and canned beans, and we would be safe. I should have listened to you. I was too bold. I was too daring. You could have written more poetry. You had so much left in you.
Scene. Say goodbye, Freddie.
Dark.
That was fun.
I was like, I don't think he's gonna come back.
Oh no, I was like, I think Freddie
Freddie.
got snatched somehow.
Oh, he did. You don't want to see what I found.
I could have done more poetry. That was the best. Um, A, super fun. B, we got to use costumes, which we're both a big fan of with improv.
Yeah.
And C, well, how did you get into improv?
Okay, I was living in Brooklyn, um, back in the late '90s, and a good friend of mine from high school. I hope he sees this. His name's Kevin Craig, a buddy of mine from high school. He's like, "Hey, I've been doing these improvisation classes at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater. You should come check it out." And I was like, "Cool," because I had done some acting, like normal theater and
No, I love it. Yep.
normal theater.
Legit
That
theater.
you have to memorize in high school and college, and had kind of fallen out. I was like, "Oh, go check it out." So I went and I took classes at UCB. I took I was trying to remember the names of the people I studied with. There was a Mullaney and a Delaney. So there's
Kevin
Kevin
Mullaney.
Delaney, Michael Delaney.
Yes,
Got
yes.
it right?
Yep.
There was is it Katie Briscoe? Do you remember her? And then Billy Merritt.
Yep.
Yep. So I did all the workshops with them. Several years worked on that.
Wow.
Briefly, I was very briefly in a group Billy Merritt was running called Organotron. Just a bunch of idiots running around in snoods.
That sounds up his alley.
Yeah. So that was really fun. And then I was doing it for a while, and then the very last course I was in, we were doing one of these warm-ups where we all sort of walked randomly around the room, and every now and then someone would just make a statement. Like, my grandmother likes to bake flounder, or I have an aluminum leg, or so there are all these like goofy things. And I actually said at the time, I was like, my statement was, the reason I haven't been joining you guys at the bar lately after the practices is because I'm pregnant. And they all kind of stopped.
What?
Like, is that real? And I'm like, actually, that's real. So that was what, so after that, I was kind of like, I'm done. That was my now 16-year-old.
Wow.
So that's when I kind of took a break.
Oh my God. I love that they were doing bits trying to top each other.
Right, right.
And then you're like, I'm pregnant. It's like, what a great bit. It's like, no, that's the reality of it.
No, I'm not taking, because I wanted to tell them, and I was trying to figure out a clever way.
Best way.
I was I was at the point where it was going to be obvious, and I was like, I'm feeling so sick. I can't do this anymore.
Wow.
So,
That's
but
no, go ahead.
but the happy story is that well, then I started doing community theater a couple years ago here in Connecticut, and I was invited to join the group that you know and coach, and you're our wonderful coach, Perpetual Notion. And we started meeting up in the fall in person, and then of course when the quarantine settled on us, we began doing Zoom, and I love them all, and I could not be more grateful, because I don't know how I would have gotten through it without them.
For real. Like, and it's so funny because I think you were in a show with someone from the group, right? Isn't that how you got
Yeah,
connected?
Rick Kalon. Yeah, we
Yeah.
were in our play called Romantic Comedy.
I knew it. And he didn't ever say, or at least I don't remember him saying that you had improv background, but rather he knew you from that. And then when you started rehearsing, I'm like, well, either she's like just naturally really picks it up with no instruction, or she's taken classes before. So now knowing that, I'm like, oh, like it all makes sense now. I just didn't realize it was 16 years ago. So it was still, or at the time with UCB, it was still kind of the early stages of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was. I was trying to remember like where the original theater was, and then they had moved to a different theater that was like a former strip club or something. And anyway, it was cool. Like, it was just a fun time. But I have to tell you, I was not particularly good. I'm afraid. Like, I did learn a lot. Like I think I embedded a lot of the lessons and the guidance. Like, the teachers were amazing, the instructors were great. I was very I think I was more cautious. Like, I always thought like I'd be on the back line there and I'd be like, I have a great idea right now, but I don't know if I should enter. And then invariably some other
Someone,
person who was no problem would just, and I'd be like, oh man, it happened to me so many times. So I was just like so hesitant, I think.
well, I mean, it can be somewhat intimidating too, especially when you get out there and you're out of a class setting and now you're on that back wall. Oh man, and that back wall can become real like comfortable and warm. And it's like, okay, cool.
Right.
And then it's so hard to pull ourselves out of that. And by the time you have the idea, and if you're not like, hopping on it right away, yeah, it goes by real fast. So, I mean,
That
that's,
moment passes.
oh, yeah.
I think like with my group now and with you, like, I just feel like having the trust of like, these people will not let me down. Like, they're solid. Like, I love them. Um, just having that kind of, you know, real affection
Yeah.
and um, feeling like people are not necessarily trying to hog the limelight. They're really good at give and take, and that's what makes it so much better.
I mean, that you can tell with this, you're in an ensemble, and not as many people go through the feeling of being a part of an ensemble. You might be in groups or you might be a part, of a team, but like having that true ensemble feeling like you're talking about, where it's like, no, they've got me. They accept me for who I am, all my all my weirdness and all my idiosyncrasies and all of that, but it's part of this group, and it's a strength for this. Like, I wish everybody could go through that and find a group where they're like, oh, I'm welcomed here, and I don't feel the pressure, and it's just fun, and I really love these people. I'm not just saying that, like, I do believe it.
Yeah, really count on them. It absolutely like enlivened me. It kept me going, and doing like our live shows was so fun too. That
Yeah.
was great. That was great.
Yeah. It was so I feel like Perpetual Notion is one of the more experienced virtual improv teams because you rehearse a couple times a week. You've done
Yep.
a run of shows. Like, I feel that there aren't as many groups that are doing that. I mean, some groups might be doing like jams and things like that, or like kind of ensemble work, but not the same people each time. And with Perpetual Notion, it's like everyone is there at the rehearsals. Like, very rarely. Like, I remember you were moving,
Yep.
still like did the show. You're in the middle during a pandemic of a move, and you're like, no, I'll be there, and you were still at the show. It was great.
Yeah. When you pack your like essentials box for a move, and I was like, gotta have like the backdrop and the ring light and the essentials box.
I got to make sure I know where those are. Oh, and the kid, right? And the kid.
Yeah, right.
Well, where can people, if they want to follow you, like follow your work, or check check out shows you're going to be doing? What's the best way?
Probably no. I'm on Instagram and Facebook. Instagram, my name is humiliatingly Jenny Fresh. Phreshh. I don't.
Own
Anyway,
it, own it, Jenny Fresh.
I love it. It's awesome. So cool. Um, and then I actually have a couple of YouTube channels. They're not very well tended, but I did do a couple videos actually during the pandemic. I
Yeah.
forced my unwilling children to be actors. Um, and my husband, who is a great actor, did it with me. And we kind of came up with a script. So that's on, I guess, just Jennifer Prescott on YouTube. And then I have another YouTube channel, which is called Juniper Crane, which is an alter ego. And those videos are a little bit more political. They're humorous. It's all comedic.
Yeah.
So it's Juniper Crane.
Oh
And
yeah.
I have a blog. I have a blog. I don't keep up with it, but it's called thepartypony.blogspot.com. And I have literally like hundreds of, many of them comedic. So I write as well. It's, again, I've let it go fallow. Like, I'm like, I just, I could only do so much.
It's understandable, right? Especially now.
Right.
Like, we don't, not everybody has to, like, I learned how to bake bread and I'm blogging every day. I'm making these videos. It's like, no, it's all right. Just
Yeah.
get through the day sometimes.
Yeah. So the whole premise for the videos or creating videos was like, I was like, man, what can I do? And it's like a lot of people on social media are like, well, I want to volunteer. Like, I want to,
Mm.
um, do something like help the needy. And I'm like, okay. I was like, everyone has a job to do during this pandemic. I'm like, I'm not a nurse. I'm not an emergency driver. I don't have those skills. And I was like, what can I do? Like, my job is to like bring joy if
Yeah.
I can, anything, like make people laugh, or that's my job. Accept your job.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's so true. And I think you saw the results of that with the show we did, which is like, it brought so much joy to so many people. And you know, we as improvisers get hard on ourselves sometimes of like wanting things to go better or you know make different choices. Like no, like sometimes the things we just put out there without even any trying thinking of making it great or anything like that, just putting it out there, it does bring a bit of joy to people, like having something to do on those Saturday nights where people were like tuning in. And we had a lot of the same people, which was great, and a lot of newer people tuned in too. But like a lot of the people, it was a highlight for them. They kept making these wonderful comments about it.
Yeah, so much fun. And thank you so much for being our fearless leader during this.
Well, you all are amazing, and it's everything happens for a reason, and it's such a we've had such a great journey, and every week being able to get together and play and work on this it means a lot to me, and thank you for taking time out to play. I had a ball, and I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, me too. Thank you. It was
Yeah. All right, Jennifer, I will see you. Well, I'll see you. You know when.
Don't leave the bunker again.
I know, right? Oh, poor Freddie. He ain't coming back. Bye, Jennifer.